Hey, what's up? This is Amazin.react to a brand new video on my channel. Today's video is titled Evil, Incompetent, and Corrupt. So, this is an Alvin Preach video that's dealing with what's been going on with the release of the Epstein files. I don't know how old this video is. I'm assuming it's fairly new. So, I don't know if they have like all the files released at this moment, but let's see what they're talking about.
I know. Ever since the Epstein stuff has happened, it's been very interesting seeing everything unfold. They had a big
It
hearing.
has been
Essentially,
crazy.
Pam Bondi, who is the head of the DOJ, and I believe she's the Attorney General, so pretty much the highest
She
officer
having a rough
in
go
when it
at it.
comes to the law.
You don't tell me.
Yeah, oh, I did tell you because we saw what you did in the Senate.
I think this is old. I think.
Committee will be into the rules.
Oh no, this is. Oh no, this is new.
Syndrome. All of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump, you all should be apologizing. You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not going to have it. I'm not going to put up with it. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000, and the
Wait, hold on, wait.
smashed.
AG Bondi clashes with DMs over the Epstein files fallout. What do this got to do with it? What the Dow got to do with it? Like this, is this old or is this like what just happened?
Records. Americans' 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about.
I think this is the hearing.
I've never heard that pedo shit is acceptable because the stock market is doing great. I've heard a lot.
Did she really answer a question like
stuff,
that? Or maybe that was like her
your
opening
rent is going
remarks
up,
or a
the stock
statement.
market. So the kids are getting diddled? Man, have you seen the S&P up 500? Now we're going to be able to afford 5 more kids on the island. And we're in uncharted territory. And the irony is,
That is
the people who
crazy.
benefit from the S&P and the stock market are the exact kind of people who diddle kids.
Is it SMP? I thought it was an SMP.
A lot of insider trading. It is always great to know that everyone's got to play by the rules, and you got all these people who just get richer off the fact that they use their governmental position to enrich themselves and their pedo buddies.
And meanwhile, you're at home being stupid, try to save your money just to buy a home and play by the books.
I know.
Damn.
They rigging the system.
Asked to come in and testify in regards to the new parts of the Epstein files that were released. Now, some of you be like, well, what happened, but it's nothing. No, there's a lot.
I am now on my way to go look at the unredacted Epstein file.
What I saw that bothered me were the names of at least 6 men that have been redacted that are likely.
Oh, I think I saw this. This one was Lex Wexner, right?
His name is all over these files.
They were able to get their hands on unredacted files, which is a big deal because apparently, even though they're supposed to release everything unredacted unless it was a victim's name. Well, tell me how these people not only redacted things when they shouldn't have, but they didn't redact things when they were supposed to. That's right. They dropped the files
After the
with
redactions
victims' names
released.
available to everyone.
Well, I mean, it
So
was like
imagine
3
you're
million
one of many
documents, so
girls. Some of you
mistakes
go
was
to
bound to
police, you
happen.
find no sense of justice. Years go by. You see people enrich themselves. You see some of them become president. You see some of them doing a lot of different things. And when you just think you're about to get some justice and they're telling you that they're going to take it seriously, they throw your name out to the public so that anyone can harass you and dox you. Now, some of you might be saying, it's a mistake. Don't forget, they used everyone they wanted at the DOJ, everyone at the FBI, and they began redacting this. And they made an intentional choice to hide the name of co-conspirators of Epstein in his trafficking ring.
Yeah, that is weird. Even hiding the name, they should have already been arrested. They co-conspirators.
The names of victims.
They left the victims there.
About these victims, these little girls, her response is a stock.
Just their names, right?
The Dow right now is over. The Dow is over $50,000. I don't know why you're laughing. You're a great stock trader, as I hear, Raskin. The Dow is over 50.
I want to hear the actual question. I wish they would have put the actual question in there because I want to see how was the question asked to get her to even respond with the Dow is over 50. They're like, how does an Epstein question make you say that as your response?
50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans' 401k.
Ew, it is S&P. I saw it across the screen.
Are booming. That's what we should be talking about.
See that little girl in the top left corner? That's from the Epstein files. So when asked about these victims.
Yeah, did they ask about this question
Her
about that
response is the
photo?
stock market.
That's what I despise about it. Like, she was asked to cover up, and she needs to die on that hill. That's what she needs to do for the rest of her life. Like, she has to die on that hill, and that's crazy because you're under
She
oath. You're supposed
honestly, if she not in those files, she really don't have to die on that hill. She really just gonna have to turn coat and just start listing who is. Because I feel like they put her in a unwinnable situation. Like a lot of people are being incriminated in these files, and a lot of them she forced to defend it. It's like you might as well just go ahead and say, "Hey, listen, such and such is in there. We need to arrest them and let that be it." Because she getting up here trying to defend them, and she just sound incredibly stupid or incompetent at her job. So she needs to just go ahead and just say who it is on there, and hopefully she, I don't know, she got some connections that can protect her and stuff.
to apply the law. We ask you something that is very clear, and you go on NASDAQ.
Yeah, she doesn't
Yeah,
have
I
a
want to hear
problem.
the
That's a
question
choice
though.
she makes. It's not about politics. It's about character. And there's people who work for Trump who no longer work for him because they said no. They threatened to
Yeah,
hang
she need to
Mike
resign.
Pence
It's
because
getting
he
too
made a
bad.
claim that the election was stolen and he was going to certify it. They were chanting on January 6th to have him hanged. You have a choice. That's a choice you made. Don't blame politics. You took that money. You accepted it. There are politicians who say no. I mean, you have Howard Lutnick, who is the Secretary of Commerce, huge position to hold in this environment. He was on record talking in the past about Epstein because he was Epstein's neighbor. And I don't mean that like metaphor.
On the
They lived
island?
in the same neighborhood, or
Howard Lutnick, pedophile. That's how close they were. He could fucking put his ear to the and hear a little child wailing, okay?
Did they see it and ignore it, or
No, they participated.
right?
Oh,
That's what his MO was, get a massage. And what happened in that massage room?
who are you talking about participated?
This guy was the greatest blackmailer ever.
Without providing evidence, Lutnick saying he believes Epstein may have traded alleged blackmail videos for a lesser prison sentence.
So guys, remember, they all said there was no blackmail list, right? They're all saying
Yeah.
he trafficked himself. Here's the Secretary of Commerce who had access to the file, who
And
knew
said
the
he was a
fucking guy.
blackmailer.
And he's saying that there was a blackmail list. The
They
most
need to bring him
prolific
up. He need
blackmailer
to
of all
testify
time.
too.
I assume way back when they traded those videos in exchange for him getting that 18 months.
Oh, they don't have the
He also
videos
described
anymore.
Epstein as, quote, gross.
I say to him, massage table in the middle of your house? How often do you have a massage? And he says, every day. And then he gets weirdly close to me.
Ooh.
And he says, and the right kind of massage. My wife and I decided that I
Hell
would
no.
be in the room with that disgusting person. So
Yeah, I
never
would
with
too.
him socially,
That's too freaked out.
for business, or even philanthropy. If that guy was there, I wasn't going because he's gross.
Did you, in fact, make the visit to Jeffrey Epstein's
February
private
10th,
island?
2006.
Did have lunch with him as I was on a boat.
Oh, man.
On a family vacation.
This the same dude? Man, well, ain't nobody safe. They just be lying.
When he made that interview there, that was
He
funny,
had lunch there?
But he's talking back to a time before Jeffrey Epstein was ever convicted. He said, I knew right away what this man was. I knew what he was black.
Oh, wait. So did he visit him before he was convicted? Right away, this man, I knew he was a blackmailing post convict. Oh, no. This is after he was convicted.
Conviction in the Epstein file release, you know what they found? This man had been emailing him the whole time. He set up to go to the Epstein Island.
That's what I'm saying.
Afterwards. So the man he thought was
Evil.
so nasty, so disgusting.
He was going to the island the whole
He took a
time.
private jet with his kids and his family.
As were my 4
He took his family.
and nannies. I had another couple they were there as well with their children. And
Who was the other couple? We need to know who that is too.
That is true. For an hour, and we left with all of my children, with my nannies and my wife, all together. We were on family vacation. We were not apart. To suggest that
Nah, because you said he was evil though. Or he said, what did he say?
2012 is
Him and his
after
wife was like, we'll
conviction,
never be
2009,
around
for
him.
child diddling. Okay, so and he knows.
Yeah, this was
everybody.
after the
The man
conviction.
he thought was so he was having lunch with
I'm
his
definitely
friends
not
and
bringing my
his
kids there.
And he's telling lies years later, even under the same thing. oh, Trump is in the files. Motherfucker, you begging to get on that fucking island, piece of shit.
But you know, you
Now I will say Elon begging to get on that island is so crazy. Only because people say Epstein was blackmailing. But Elon was begging to get on that island. Even Epstein was like, "Yeah, nah, bro, you gotta chill. We ain't really on that type of time right now." So it is bad to get turned down by invite. Cause I feel like I don't know. I just feel like Elon would be weird. So I talk about like spaceships and parts and stuff, and it's like, yo, same word really what we do here and stuff like that. But it was funny that Elon tried to go to the island. Epstein was like, "Nah, bro, you good."
always want you're not a parent, you don't know. But sometimes you want to get away from your kids.
Yeah, I want to get away from the kids and hang out with pedophiles.
No,
I can relate to
no,
that.
you want to get away from your kids to get with other kids.
Guys, I'm just going to play the statements from these people. Here is JD Vance on Howard Lutnick, because people are calling for his resignation.
Well, I mean, I've been pretty occupied the last couple of days. I haven't seen Howard getting calls to resign. We'll follow the story a little bit more closely as I get on the plane. But fundamentally, I think the Epstein files, what they reveal is certainly you had a lot of very wealthy and powerful people who were involved in some very disgusting behavior. But I do find it's interesting that the congressional Democrats are so focused on attacking the President of the United States. Who's the president who actually authorized the release of these files?
All right, don't let him tell that lie. He only authorized.
Yeah, listen, before I already know what they're gonna say, but they was trying to stop it. Like they initially said they were, but then they tried to stop it because they didn't want to do it. I guess because they actually read the files and realized that it was a whole bunch of people, mainly the president, was implicated in something too. So yeah, they tried to stop it, and then Congress just forced it through because they was like, "Nah, y'all already said we were gonna do it, so y'all gonna release the files."
Because Congress had already voted on it. At that point, it was going to come out. So here he is saying this today, and this is what Kash Patel was saying back then. I want to play that again for you.
Who, if anyone, did Epstein traffic these young women to besides himself?
Himself. There is no credible information.
I just need y'all to help me.
Yeah, you can't traffic nobody to yourself. Well, you can, but it's like he was on there for he was arrested for like trafficking to other people and himself, but they never arrested the other people. So that was the problem. It's like, yo, you said he was sending children to different type of people, and it's like, but you don't arrest the other people. So that was the whole thing. And Cash Patel, he another person. He need to resign. Like he is doing a horrible job. Like he having a horrible run at it because he trying to lie when people already know the truth. So he like just keep messing up, just like Pam Bondi. They need to just resign and just give up the information that they know. Turncoat, give it up. Just start snitching.
How does everyone in this administration talk out of both sides of their mouth, their ears, and booty holes?
We're not helping you understand shit. You already understand. Stop playing.
Just try.
We're not.
He's not Pam Bondi standing in front of the judiciary.
I'll try. I think if the reason why is because they had so much loyalty to Trump, and they were probably like drinking the Kool Aid, as like a lot of people were at that time, and they were like, "Listen, if the Democrats had something on them, if Trump was in the Epstein files doing something bad, they would have already released it." And I think Pam Bondi and Cash Patel, because I feel like they are a little bit unqualified for the position that they got, but they were loyal, so they got put in those positions that it was kind of like a situation where they probably really believed Trump was innocent, and now they getting in this situation, and now they just gotta just use blind loyalty toward him, even though they know the truth. To be, it is some shady stuff going on, in the whole with the whole organization, and they can't even expose Democrats because it probably if they expose the Democrats that's in those files too, it ties back into the Republicans because they was all doing it at the top whenever it came to it. They were all getting money and doing backhanded deals and the whole pedophile ring and all that. They were doing all that stuff, so they can't even point out the people. And I think it's crazy that they gave us like Les Western. He old, his time is up, and they gave us Bill Gates, and they was just like, "Here, get y'all can have those two. Now leave us alone." But I don't think people need to let up on this. I think they need to make sure that they get the corruption all the way from the top.
And we're going to listen to a couple of clips here.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Bondi, I went over to the department yesterday for a couple of hours to review some of the unredacted materials. And I am looking forward to your detailed explanation for why you have withheld almost half of the documents
Yeah,
which
because
is
I think it's like 3
required by
million
the
more that
bill.
need to be put
Now,
out.
obviously, there are 3 million documents, so I didn't get through much. But one thing I didn't see was the client list that you said you had on your desk a year ago. I did, however,
Yes, he
find
did.
a couple of important documents. An 86-page prosecution memo from the Southern District of New York, and a draft indictment from Florida against Jeffrey Epstein's co-conspirators. For reasons that I cannot understand nor are permitted by the bill, they were still redacted, even for members of Congress. So, Ms. Bondi, will you commit right here to immediately providing those two documents in unredacted form to members of Congress?
She got to say yeah.
Not a complicated question.
Well, I guess it is for you because you have a law degree and those are privileged.
Okay.
No, it's not.
They're not privileged.
Yeah, it got to be unredacted.
Jasmine's face on that was like, what is this bitch even talking about?
Yeah, like that's not privilege. Like it's open. They committed a crime.
I also
They not a
found an
victim, so
email
unredacted.
that I have right here from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell that was unredacted. And it included notes of statements that Donald Trump made about his prior relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Now, there is no reason for this to be hidden from the American people. There is no privilege, there is no attorney-client privilege, and I see you're checking with your staff, and I can assure you, staff, this is not under attorney-client privilege because it was sent from Jeffrey Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. Will you commit to publicly providing the unredacted version of this so that the American people
Have they
can
seen it?
understand the extent of Donald Trump's lies about his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein?
You're about.
Wait, how do they know it's a lie? Have they saw it and it's just it hasn't been unredacted? Because he did say they went up there to see some of the stuff, the other 3 million pages. So if it's a simple fact of that they seen it because he just said it was a lot, then he can just say it right to us right now what it said, and then she'll have to unredact it later.
Not as good of a lawyer today as you were when you tried to impeach President Trump
Bitch,
in
just answer the
2016. Have you
question.
apologized for that in 2019?
So, will you unredact this? Will you unredact this?
Yeah,
Cancel on
stay,
that.
hey, stay on
I'm
point.
asking you, will you unredact this?
Privileged.
That's what I hate. Pause. That is exactly
See,
what
it's
I
not.
hate. It's like
It's not privileged though.
When you watch wrestling, it's known that it's written. This, it's performative.
Yeah, that would have made
These
me
are
mad.
obviously improper redactions.
And let me stop for a minute.
I'm talking. I'm
If they're not
talking.
privileged,
Quiet.
don't yell at me. If they're not
Mr. Chairman, when you
privileged,
stop the clock, this is on your time. It's not on Mr.
if
Goldman.
they're not
Even though
privileged,
you used your
we review
improper
them, and they're not-
redactions
You'll like my answer.
to
If we
continue
review
to.
them
You know, it is crazy to think that this lady's a lawyer. Because if you've ever been on the witness stand,
I do kind of want to hear
you
her
should
answer.
know
What she was about to say. If
that
we
if you're
review
not
them
being
and they're
asked a
not
question
privileged, what?
and the judge doesn't tell you to speak, you don't talk. So it's just funny to watch the general attorney sit here and be this disruptive during a proceeding. But I think it goes to show you all the different lies they're telling, all the fact that they can't even coordinate their lies or all be on the same page. It
It's
goes to
they
show you
can't
truly
coordinate
what
their
I
lives
think about
because
these
the truth
people
is
in regards to
like
everything.
right there.
They're very incompetent. They're incompetent and corrupt. That's it. That's why
Yeah.
ICE looks the way that it does. That's why a lot of their operations look the way, and that's why this is happening this way. They're bad at their job and they're corrupt. And when you don't have nobody to check you,
That's what happened, and it's really what bothers me, the back and forth like that when you asking a clear question. That's what politics is, the art of dodging questions in those cases. You know what I mean? Preach. What happened?
But
When
she
you
ain't
did
really
that,
dodging
and
the
when you
question. She
where were
not
you, such
answering
and
them,
such?
which
Did you do
make
what you
her
were supposed to
answer
do?
obvious.
Excuse me, sir. You pooed in '94.
the difference here and what's not been heard of is that now we're dealing with somebody who will pardon anyone who's corrupt for him.
Yes.
So they feel emboldened because, like, in previous administrations, you might be afraid of the fact that the next DOJ is going to come and press charges. These guys are not afraid.
And nothing's gonna happen to them. They're either waiting for everybody to die, and they're lying until everybody dies.
I'll try to make
And
money.
they'll protect that. Everybody's gonna make money, and when it's gonna be done, it's gonna be done. And if Trump dies, then everything is gonna be thrown under the bus. But he's already dead, so who cares?
Even though you used improper redactions to protect Donald Trump and other predators associated with Jeffrey Epstein, you did the exact opposite thing with the survivors and victims of this scheme.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right. They
their
was talking about that
identification
earlier.
information was really the only thing required to be redacted, and it was not. And it's clear this was not a mistake. This was not by accident. This was
It
not
was 3
because
million
you only
files. It
had
could have
30
been a
days
mistake.
when you really used 75, and that doesn't even include all the hours last March that you were redacting it. But I'll
Oh,
tell
so
you
they
why
did
it's
have a
clear
lot.
it wasn't a mistake. There is an email entitled Epstein Victim List. There are 32 names. One is redacted. 31 are not. So someone looked at it and decided to redact some.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And I will tell you
Because they redacted the
that
names.
that is clearly intentional to intimidate these survivors and victims. Now, in a
You know what? It is because if you say if they're saying like, oh, it was an accident, we'll fix it. You already put their names up. They may have been witnesses that the co-conspirators didn't know were the people that snitched on them. Oh, that's dirty.
interview last week,
How will you tell me that's intentional?
Because somebody
in an interview
redacted
last
one
week,
name, so they looked at
Deputy
it and
Attorney
saw it.
General Todd
You
Blanche
can't go off script.
said that any victim that wants to speak with the department has done so, hopefully. Well, thanks to the incredibly brave people sitting here behind you, we can actually ask them if that's true. Now, would the survivors and victims who are here please stand up one more time? Just by show of hands, how many of you or your loved ones actually have met with the Department of Justice and provided testimony and evidence? None. And of those of you who have not met, which is everyone, how many of you have reached out either individually or through a lawyer or representative to offer to provide testimony and evidence?
Oh, everybody did.
And of those of you, all of you who have reached out, how many of you were denied or ignored by the Department of Justice? All of them. And despite the shameful and despicable efforts by Ms. Bondi and her department to intimidate you, how many of you are still willing to speak to the Department of Justice? All of them. Well, Ms. Bondi, it looks like you have some more witnesses.
Yeah, you might as well line them up and get their testimony. They gonna have to
victims,
force her to do her
many of
job.
them, a good majority of them, were actually in the courtroom. They were
Oh
standing
man,
back
look at them side eyes
was
too.
one
She don't even
redaction
want to turn
of
around.
over 4,700, and we invited you in.
Was she laughing? What's that?
There was one redaction.
Mind you, like, she's dealing with one of the most prolific sex traffickers and one of the most powerful people who, like, did what he did. And she saw the tapes. And in a hearing, she's laughing.
Well, people laugh for different reasons, not because it's necessarily funny. It looks fucking bad, but
I'm sorry. No. You are the Attorney General. A modicum of fucking professionalism would be demanded. You're not a fucking dude at Burger King. Sorry. This is your job. You
Yeah.
put criminals behind bars. When you're asked by people why victims are not getting justice and you're laughing, that's on you. My bad. I know you weren't the person who said it, but no. And I only say that because I, as a fucking private in the army, would have gotten reamed for laughing at an inappropriate time.
You would have.
Okay.
You would have.
Yeah, for laughing in general, you'd have to hold that together.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I feel like there's discomfort there and everything, and it's highly unprofessional from her. But yeah, people do laugh for
this whole thing. But
reasons.
all
It is
her
highly
answers been
for what
unprofessional.
she's doing.
Okay,
100%.
and considering her attitude throughout the whole hearing, how she treated it as a joke,
Yes,
then what she's doing is bad.
I don't see like ha 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 great victims. That's not what I see, but it's still unprofessional. And on top of that, with the way that she's acting and she's been acting and she's been answering and she's been just waving things that is a serious thing that's been sent to her. So yes, it is highly unprofessional.
Okay, so she's treating it like a joke. That's what she's doing. She's been treating the whole thing. Hey, rape victims, the stock market is great. You're not taking it seriously. What about these?
That is crazy
the
that
Dow
she
Jones
answered with it.
is up 500. No. I'm so, no, that's crazy. I can understand there's nuance to how people react to situations.
Sure.
The bitch knows what she's doing, and she's been laughing the whole hearing. Look,
Really, it looked like she just stuck and she ain't got no. That's why I'm surprised. She probably gonna resign in a little bit because it's getting too big for her.
Snubbing your nose and saying,
It's too much corruption going on. It's better to just clean your hands and say, "Hey, I'm out."
Yeah. Good.
We mean we're good.
We good.
We mean we're good.
The court is adjourned.
No, it's not. Take that back.
And we invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. He needs to get, you're a failed politician. I find it interesting that she keeps going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. And if they could maintain their composure.
Yo, I can't. What?
She never maintaining her composure.
Like a joke.
No, she's a lawyer.
She never maintained her composure, and I just don't understand. Like, see, I wish they would have put the questions that they asked in her response, because now I just hear her response, and I just want to see, like, I don't know, I just want a better picture of everything that was going
The
on.
lawyer of the devil, Trump. So I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate. That's it.
And I don't even think
I'm
Trump is a
sorry,
devil. I think he's just a
people laugh
little
at different
piece of it. I
things.
think this Jeffrey Epstein stuff go even above
I'll
him.
just let you have it.
I think
No,
just he
all
the
these people
president,
who
so
are
he the
labeling
main
the
person
man
that they trying to go
complicated
after
away with
now.
his own
But
pen,
I think
they're all
I
the
think it's
devils
bigger than
themselves.
just him.
Oh,
I think it's a lot of
This
people that's
lady, I hope she rots in
implicated in
hell.
these
Oh, no
files.
wish bad things. Fuck that shit. I wish very bad thing on these people, and I wish they suffer.
This is something I also want to pull up. So you guys look right here. Someone took a picture of the folder that she kept opening and looking at.
Oh, her
And you
stuff
can't see it in
redacted
this
too.
image, but if I switch over to the other MS Paint one right here, that says Jaya Paula Pramila search history. What are we looking at right here?
What are we looking at?
Who was there?
Jaya Paul Pramila is one of the senators who was grilling Pam Bondi. A lot of the senators got the access.
Oh, she was somebody that was up there.
So they went to court, they went to the DOJ, and they went through the files themselves. They kept tabs on what they looked up, printed out their search history, came here, didn't redact any of it, and then when they showed up here, so you can see the victims' names on some of these files. Why do you think they're keeping the search history of the senators as they're going through this and trying to use it in their court hearing? So they know what kind of questions to be prepared for. They never had
I ain't gonna
any
lie, I didn't know that
intentions
was
to be
against the law.
They came out here, and if you look at
Wasn't
this, I
it
think
on
some
the?
of the
They
stuff
did it
that
on the
is,
DOJ
I love
computers,
the
right?
torture video from
Ain't they like
Sue
company
Sultan
computers or something like that?
Epstein. So, you know, that's stuff they were sending each other.
Mm-hmm.
Someone wrote, "Thank you for a fun night. Your littlest girl was," and I think the last word's naughty, but I can't.
Who is like? Why does it say this
Another
word?
person
Why don't
wrote,
say their
"A
name?
new Brazilian just arrived, sexy and cute." And I can't see the number. It might be 18, 17. It's hard to say. It just goes to show you the approach that they have and the kind of tabs. They're more concerned
Who are
with
these
finding
people?
out
They
how
need to be
much the
finding out who
senators
those
know
people are.
than looking for justice.
Yes.
Here's another part about this that I want to.
Because it look like they
here and throughout the country believes that convicted sex offenders don't deserve special treatment or privileges in prison. And yet Ghislaine Maxwell,
Oh, I was just gonna say they talking about the Maxwell lady.
received perk after perk in prison. In July, she had a 2-day interview with your deputy and President Trump's former defense attorney, Todd Blanche. Just days after that, Maxwell was transferred from a federal correctional institution in Florida to a minimum security camp in Texas, which she, as a sex offender, would normally be ineligible for. At this new facility, as the ranking member talked about, and by the way, it's nicknamed Club Fed. We've heard reports.
Oh, so that's where you go when you want to relax.
Puppy time, private workouts, personal mail, secretarial.
Puppy time. They bringing dogs in there. That puppy better be of age.
Maxwell deserve special treatment and privileges in prison. Yes or no?
Let me be crystal clear on this. No. And
Thank you.
Let me,
Oh, she said.
no, let me keep going.
Perfect. Well, I did not.
Nah, let her keep
was
going.
Transferred,
I
and
asked you yes or
she
no.
was not transferred to a lower level.
Some of you might be like, "What's going on?" You have to remember when you're in court, that's normal. If the lawyer asks you,
Hold on, what she said about her being transferred?
That's normal, and she, as an attorney, knows that.
Did she say she didn't know she was being transferred?
About the stock market,
or she's trying to mess up her flow and distract her and everybody else from everything.
Wait, she has said that she didn't know that she was being transferred. I feel like as Attorney General, you should know, or at least you should find out who authorized the transfer, because that may be somebody who a part of like the whole conspiracy ring too. She needs to find that out. Tell her to open. Bondi, you finna have to open up another investigation.
Because she knows the protocol. She knows what she's doing.
Yep.
It's not like, oh my God, she's so
That was probably her first time seeing her answer an actual question.
Like that, it is planned. They know what they're doing.
Of course, you want to make Trump happy. She's being a good little girl.
Stop the clock and remind the witness of the rules. One rule she needs to understand.
I'm glad that we're agreeing. So when we're agreeing, we can move on to some other things. But I want you to know that every time she does get these perks, and it's been publicly reported, that the folks she's abused, the survivors who are sitting here, they see themselves as being denied justice. They feel re-traumatized. And I'm glad that we agree on that. But she should not be in that prison. And she needs to be moved back to a maximum security prison as soon as possible. But what she has told another committee here is that she won't cooperate with them unless she gets clemency from Donald Trump.
Not only did she say that,
Oh, she trying to get free.
this woman, who's a convicted trafficker, said that if she gets clemency, she'll exonerate Bill Clinton and Donald Trump.
Listen, I'd have told her straight up, like after what she done did, the information that she know about Jeffrey Epstein and all this stuff, I'd have told her, listen, ain't no way you get out. The most we can do is you can stay in that cell with your perks, but you got to give us something. Otherwise, you going back in gym pop. We gonna send you to the roughest prison in America.
You know what I think is going on? I think they're keeping Ghislaine Maxwell alive because she is a liability, right? If she goes back to maximum, she's the one that's gonna rat you all out.
Well, don't you remember the leaks that were coming out? The birthday book.
Yeah, because
everything stopped when she got to.
Because when she moved from the maximum to wherever she is now, all the leaks stopped. She's gonna stop. She's gonna keep on leaking. I think she's being kept alive by bigger forces, the people that orchestrate this whole operation. I don't know who.
Yeah,
begs the
somebody had to put in a transfer. It can't be her.
To be
Or
transferred.
at least, yeah. Hold on, wait. Beg the question: who ordered her? Yes, she need to find out. That's a good
minimum
question.
security prison that she was ineligible for. Who signed off on the special privileges? Was it Mr. Blanche? Was it one of your other subordinates? So please, can you tell us who sent her there, since you don't agree she should be there?
I said I do not agree she should receive special treatment. She was transferred, I learned after the fact, to the same level facility, and that is a question for the Bureau of Prisons. I was not involved in that at all.
That is a lie.
Doesn't matter.
No, that's a lie.
Yeah, but you can investigate that. Like in this situation, you can investigate because that may lead you to another conspirator if somebody doing stuff like that. So she can investigate that.
To pet a puppy.
I'm over here talking like she really trying to find the truth.
She does
She
yoga.
already
She
know
has
the
a
truth.
guard who has to attend to her and make sure her needs are met. In fact, she's so demanding that some of the guards have voiced the fact that they dislike her. Her circumstances have improved a lot, and that's also
100%.
why we don't have any more leaks like the birthday book
100%.
and other evidence she has about Trump.
100%.
So the power
That's
that
crazy though that she receiving that and that's knowledge, like that's public knowledge if that she doing stuff like that.
Because the way he's vouching for him, the way he's trying to protect these people who are
He gonna give her clemency.
all that. There's an irony to
Because I
it.
done heard him talk about her before too. I heard Trump say
was
stuff
like,
like she was a
in
very lovely lady or something like that.
police report with Florida Palm Beach. He was asked about this, and you know what he said in that? I think it's very good. They're very bad people. Everyone knew about the Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, both of them very evil people. That's how we talked about them back then. Keep in mind, this is also after Trump had already said about him that him and Epstein share a very common interest. The only difference is that Epstein likes them a little more young. So he knew.
Yeah, so he know he a
that
creep.
man's proclivities. If he knew when they were arrested how evil that was, that means that he knew what they were up to. Fast forward to when he started to become president and he's asked about him. You know what he says? Everyone knew them, but I don't know. So at the time it happened, he knew what they were up to. He called them evil. After the fact, you want to know why he was talking like that?
Because he knew how much he knew.
And remember what Steve Bannon says. He says if there's one person who can destroy Trump, it's Epstein.
Oh,
how does this man
Epstein
talk
dead.
about Ghislaine Maxwell? Someone who's accused and who's been convicted of trafficking. I wish her well. You wish
Yeah, that's what I heard him say that before. He wish her well.
You just don't want to say something. You don't want to upset her.
Yeah.
The president got power, but Ghislaine got more power. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
I think she got fail safes in place.
The idea that this man is not a pedo is crazy. Now, if you ask me, would that hold?
You can't hang out with all them people and not be one.
Everyone knew what this guy was up to. Everyone who flew his jets knew what it's about. Trump wrote him really creepy birthday stuff about he wrote them this weird ass fucking haiku on a woman's body. Like these guys were all disgusting perverts.
Yeah, he was. See, when you doing normally it's just a happy birthday text message or even a happy birthday email. That's Trump friend for real because he was trying to get creative with it. He was like, "Let me do something that'll pique his interest, and I don't want this to be just a normal birthday message." So that's crazy in of itself.
Definitely a pedo. You have to have a little cult mentality to still think that makes them a pedo.
100%. It is a part of a cult.
Yeah. And people say stuff like, "Oh, I don't give a fuck about them." Shit, said Bill Clinton, said anybody else. I don't give
Even
a
if
fuck.
he ain't
But you guys definitely
fully
worship a
on a
pedo.
PDF
It is
file
what it
trail,
is.
he
I will
definitely a
never hesitate
weirdo.
to think that or say.
You know, instead of talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, who hopefully will die in prison, you should be talking about Irina Zarutska,
I have a couple
who
of
died on a subway.
Right, and
You don't talk about that.
I have been talking about it and
Okay.
actually helping with these issues. But we're going to move back to you.
I bet we are.
Yes, of course, because
Stupid.
you're here
Yeah.
to testify.
Yeah, you. Nah, that was a good point. Like you heard the testify. Yeah, we're gonna go back to you.
That's what you're here for, dum dum.
Well, she didn't think so because she never answers questions.
Yeah.
As we've heard, she took the fifth in response to every single question in that committee hearing. And her lawyer dangled the offer of clemency. Should Donald Trump pardon or commute her sentence? Should she be released from prison, yes or no?
Say no.
You said you hope she dies there, so I'm hoping the answer is no.
I already answered that
Here,
question.
just answer it one more time.
I'm very glad. I really like this bipartisan agreement about
when
what
it
should
agrees
happen.
with you. But you don't want to talk about Irina Zarutska. You don't want to talk about
I talk about her
murdered
all
by
the time.
Listen, she's saying she don't want to talk about her. Hold on, wait.
violent crime.
But I
What about it?
That's another thing that I hate. You're not here to ask questions, bitch. Not here to be like, you're here to answer questions. They have questions for you. She's always flinging back questions. Don't worry. She knows what she's doing.
But who was the woman that she was talking about?
Everything. But I really hate that
Like,
shit
is she
about
corrupt too?
politics. I remember one day my mom said, "Why don't you go to politics?" She said that. My mom said that. I'm like, Mom, I wouldn't fit. I would die in minutes. I don't talk like them. I don't have the same talk. I'd be like, yo, shut your bitch ass up when I'm talking, yo.
One of the most powerful people in the land. Let's listen to this.
Didn't ask Merrick Garland anything about Epstein, not once, when he was. And also, I want the record to reflect that, you know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
What?
I just want to be clear.
So you want to go there, Attorney General?
See, this is the only part I don't like. They should have let Pam Bondi go on her rant and keep hitting her with questions. Don't let her race bait you, because then you look crazy too. Like, on some of the stuff she's saying, I don't even know what they got to do with the whole Epstein file. Like, she was saying somebody like y'all didn't ask them about it. But you can't just place the blame on somebody else. They asking you now, and you have the ability to do something about it. So it don't matter what happened in the previous administration, because they asking you now, and you can just fix it. You can be the hero.
Gentlemen talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
Oh, it's personal for her. But listen, it worked. She brought that up, and she probably knew about her and her grandfather in the Holocaust. She brought it up, raised baited her, and then it become to this. Now she probably gonna waste her time that she had for questions. Even though I think you can like reclaim it and stuff like that. But she did it worked in Pam Bondi's favor because she got her off task and got her flustered and stuff. She should have just ignored it and kept grilling her with more and more questions.
Oh, the anti-Semitic card on a Jew who got ties to the Holocaust. That's an L.
That's an L.
That's like a whole Yu-Gi-Oh match. Bitch, you activated my trap card.
Oh yeah, big L.
Oh, what she responded with?
That ass. She went, my granddad died to that.
Oh no, I thought she responded with something.
Don't do that.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't get.
I said Blue Eyes White Dragon. This nigga says Charmander. You didn't say Charizard or nothing.
No.
He said
Yeah, you can't be switching that up. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon.
Fucking flame on the That's
cute. I kind of like Charmander.
That's how you know Preach wasn't on Pokemon like that. That's how you know.
No, it was not.
You know, it's kind of like when I listened to Joe Rogan do the whole pedophile defense for his podcast. The people who used to talk about this stuff,
Joe Rogan did it.
Don't actually care because they never want to call out the real.
Dang, I like Joe Rogan. I didn't know he was doing it.
This whole entire cover up. They'll be like, "Oh, this, but like this, own your part. You guys have all the levers of government. You own the House. You own the Senate. You own the Supreme Court."
Yeah, and I think they thought that was enough to push this Epstein thing away, or at least they would have freedom to like go through the files and take out stuff that it implemented them. But it don't work like that. Separation of power. So the Constitution does hold up.
Everybody on the campaign trail, he's gonna get released.
And then you backtrack. Oh no, there's nothing.
And then you say, "Oh, this is real." And then some of y'all say it's not. And then you say, "Oh, there's no tapes. It was on my desk." And then it's just These people,
Yeah, they
they're
have
not
been caught
serious, but
lying
they're
a
all
lot.
corrupt.
Enough for them to say, you know
The
what,
truth has never been part of their agenda.
they need to
don't
resign.
care about what it sounds like, what it looks like. They just care about what keeps them in power. So,
and why? Because that's how they get money, more money.
Crime.
That's really what they're doing.
Facts.
They're doing the crime, but they got ties, so they good. I'm not talking about the ties around their neck. I'm talking about the ties that they have with each other.
So, anytime you guys meet people from MAGA and they'll be like, "Oh, Trump derangement," these guys worship a pedophile.
Yeah. That's a weird religion, but people do that.
Yeah, I
ain't gonna lie.
taking none of their criticism.
MAGA been pretty loud
they know
about
that the president deep down
releasing these Epstein files.
admit it publicly, so they go, "Trump, you got derangement syndrome."
It's been on both sides. That's what's killing them. It's both sides asking for it.
Him writing the little birthday notes, them all being chummy, them all lying about their access and how much they knew him, taking their family on his island. Now they're all covering up, and you don't think. Then you're the fucking crazy one. That fucking shit's a cult, and I hope everybody involved, left, right, center, green, blue, I don't give a fuck.
It don't matter.
I hope they all burn. Overseas too. They released 6 names that were redacted. They finding out who these people were. There's no reason to redact the co-conspirators.
Yeah, you need to let everybody know their name.
They want to protect the power.
I think one of them was like Lex West, and I heard about that. But I don't know about the other ones. Who the other 5?
More investigations, more calls for resignation. So everywhere else we're seeing the accountability, but in the one place.
Well, it is called the land of the free, so all the pedophiles need to be free. So I guess that's you got to protect them.
That's it. I'll say this: be it the Trump admin or all the senators grilling them, a lot of these people don't take this shit very seriously. You can tell by the speeches. You can tell by the fact that there's a lack of substance. You can tell by the theater involved. It's all performance. Yes, it's a courtroom.
I think it's her performance, but her performance is horrible. She is doing a bad job. She looked corrupt based on her answers.
It doesn't feel like anyone's going to be held punished. Like, we go to court as regular citizens, and if we don't answer a question, if we don't do things the right way, we get held in contempt. We go to jail. These people have childish shouting matches while holding the most amount of power. They will yell across the room, not answer questions, filibuster, none of it matters. And there's no accountability. It's a kangaroo court.
And then after that, they turn around and they ask themselves, why don't people trust the system? That's why. I don't even have to do a crime. I have to.
I mean, it's pros and cons to that, because the system do look corrupt, but it's also the system that's in place to where they just can't go through and throw away the files or delete them. Like, they can't say, "Oh, we just delete them." Like, it's so much separation of power and different people you got to go through to do things that one person really can't have complete control over. Even with them owning both the House, the Senate, the as far as like Trump, he Republican, even with them owning all of that stuff, it's still because of the separation of powers, they don't have complete control. And that's why these Epstein files being released, and they can't just like hit, "Oh, we just accidentally deleted them, sorry." They gotta put it out because they can't like cover up stuff. So it worked both ways. There's pros and cons to it.
Lie. If it's found that I lied under oath, I could go to jail. But you're good.
Well, why are they good though? They're good for.
I don't think they caught in enough lies, or they didn't expose a lot that they did catch. Maybe next time they'll bring it up.
Even they don't even need a pardon sometimes because there's no consequences.
Because they run the DOJ.
They run it. She runs the game.
Nah, she can't run the game. If this is her running the game, then she needs to choose a different game because it's horrible.
But that's exactly that.
Yeah.
The police. Crazy.
I mean, it can work when there's some ethics and decent leadership, but this ain't one of them situations.
I've been held accountable more because my windows were tinted than you guys hiding pedophiles, and I'm sick of that.
Facts. Hey man, I'll just say, man, I feel very vindicated. When I was saying these motherfuckers are cults, when I said this whole thing is more extreme than anything I've ever seen, oh, you're just crazy.
I think one of them gonna flip. I think it's gonna be Cash Patel. I need to put a poll up or something. But I think one of them gonna flip. I think it's gonna be Cash Patel to flip first, though.
Republicans, you got all them guns and you don't do nothing about your government. It's crazy. But on January 6th, we're
I was about to say, what you insinuating, bro? You tripping.
That's pussy.
I don't even think that the issue for me is that they do something big. Is that you can see a lot of them are scared to say Trump's name.
Mm-hmm. Tommy Riddle.
You'll see Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan will like be a little bit critical, but he'll never say Trump.
Yeah, Tommy Riddle. Because the minute he says Trump, he's off UFC. He's off every.
He's not getting off UFC. That's not gonna happen. They're not gonna kick him off UFC. But it's just like the cult mentality is so strong, and they don't want to anger the base because the base will.
Do you think it's a base?
100%.
I don't know. I feel like y'all done seen Joe Rogan be adamant about like Trump lie and not doing what he promised. I seen him say that a lot though.
When you're in a
so
cult,
I don't know about that.
You know, they'll have the idea of like free speech and say what you want to say.
Right.
But if you challenge the cult leader, even when he's wrong, you're wrong.
Oh yeah.
And they all the free speech warriors, you can see, they'll say anyone's name. They'll say, fire Kash Patel. Oh, get rid of Pam Bondi. They'll say all that stuff.
But not Trump.
But I'm like, who hired them? Who gives them the orders?
Yeah, they do. I do see that a lot.
No.
But I think they
no.
I mean, you can't really just fire the president. You can impeach him, and then hopefully that'll be enough to remove him. So I understand why they saying fire Kash Patel, fire Pam Bondi, because they do look incompetent. So that's why the mega base want them out. Now, as far as like Trump, you got to impeach him if you want to get rid of him. He the president. But those other two, I think they need to go ahead and give it up. They are doing a horrible job at it, and it seemed like it'll be like less stress on them to just resign because clearly they thought one thing. Both of them, the way they were so adamant about releasing those Epstein files, I'm pretty sure they thought that nobody on their camp was implicated in that stuff. Find out that it goes bigger than they thought, and now they just got to sit here and try to like lie and like maneuver out of it, and they doing a horrible job and they not made for it. They probably not even qualify for the job that they do have, but they have it because of their loyalty to Trump, and now that's backfiring on them because now they have to get up here when we know the truth, and they have to get up here and try to lie and manipulate and maneuver things, and it just makes them look bad. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.